Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of our Let's Play of Dwarf Fortress, Seized Fortresses, I believe is the name of this particular fortress. So I noticed something kind of strange as I was getting the game ready to stream. I was looking at Dwarf Therapist and I noticed when I looked at... Hello. Come on, Dwarf Therapist, where you at? That's very strange. It's not my, it's not picking up Dwarf Therapist. How about now? No. This scene is just not picking up Dwarf Therapist, which is strange. Alright, I'm gonna have to add a screen capture. Boom. Okay. And if you look at Dwarf Therapist here, our starting 7 is 6 gals and a guy. I've never seen that happen before. I've never seen 6 female dwarves out of a starting 7. It's kind of odd, just an oddity. Okay, so I recorded 2 episodes and then I took a little bit of time away, and I was just kind of thinking about this Let's Play as I was going about my daily stuff. And I think what we're probably going to have to do with our wood situation, since we don't really have any trees or anything, is we're probably going to have to channel out some some of our underground layers. Like what we'll do is we'll channel out maybe kind of over here where there's sand, and what we're going to be doing is we're basically going to be praying for deep sand. We're going to channel out this floor, and we'll probably channel the next layer down as well. And yeah, what that'll do is it'll basically be like our own little underground cavern, and then we'll make it pretty big. And then when we go down to our first cavern layer, when we pop that cavern layer, it sends a signal to the game to start the underground tree types for growing, and they'll start growing in our cavern. So basically we can have some tree farms. There will be trees that will grow on the surface as well, but this will just help us. It'll supplement our wood income, I guess you'd call it. But we don't have to worry about that just yet. We've got other things that are a little bit more pressing at the moment. So we were working on getting some bedrooms set up, and we're going to do some bedrooms, and then we're going to do kind of like a dining room, and then we're going to have kitchen, still, fishery, stockpiles. We're probably going to make these stockpiles just a wee bit bigger. And up here we already have, it looks like, a carpenter's workshop going with beds ready to go. Craftsdwarf's workshop is in the process of getting made, and we have a mason's workshop where we've already gotten out some doors, table, and a desk for our manager. We're also going to want to get some farms going pretty quickly so that we can get plump helmets going, so that we will make sure that we have drink. Very, very important. Dwarves drink about twice as much as they eat. So it's very quickly you can find yourself in a bad situation if you don't take precautions. So what we're going to do is we're going to maybe extend this out 10 more units, and then we're going to kind of go... We're going to make a little doorway here, and then we're just going to kind of go over here. We know there's going to be... We know that we're going to hit sand eventually, and then that will inform how we lay out our farms and our stockpiles, because we're going to have seed stockpiles, and then we're also going to have some plant stockpiles there. As I promised, I'm going to have to go ahead. I have to take that out too. As I promised, we're going to be doing a little bit more... We're going to give our stockpiles a little bit more care in this game, trying to make them a little bit more efficient. to see if we can keep our FPS up for longer. Alright, what's going on down here? Well, we've got a few bedrooms out, so why don't we go ahead... Excuse me. Why don't we go ahead and get some of these beds laid in using planning mode. So that'll be 4, 5, 6, and then doors, planning mode, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, yeah, you don't have to put doors on there. I've said this in my last playthrough. It's really just kind of a personal preference type thing. Dwarves actually don't care, which is kind of weird. I wouldn't want to have a bedroom without a door on it. So that'll be our 7th bed and our 7th door. And then in one of the rooms, we're going to put a table. So why don't we just do it here? We'll put a table and a chair. And that's going to be for our bookkeeper manager, which is going to be the same person. Yeah, we already have it set up. Tosid Migrlaller is our bookkeeper manager. Alright, so what's going on? What do we need to do? Okay, this hasn't started yet. That's fine. Craft Dwarf's Workshop is done, so we're going to immediately want to get busy with making toys. Remember, I said we were going to do toys. We're not going to do rock mugs. We've done mugs basically since the dawn of time, it feels like. And, you know, mugs work really well, but I don't see any reason why toys can't work just as well. So let's swap over to Therapist and see who we have assigned for stone crafting, which is right now our manager, chief medical dwarf, bookkeeper, basically our dwarf of many hats. I'm not really sure that that's going to work, simply because whenever we get that desk in there, he is going to be pretty busy updating records for a little while. So we need to try to find somebody else to do our stone crafting job. We could use one of our miners, which I only brought 3. I miscalculated. Normally I try to bring 4, but 3's fine too. I mean, some people only bring 2. And that's fine as well. It's really your own call. Just how fast do you want to be able to strike the earth? We could use a miner. We could also, we're not going to use the mason. That makes no sense. I don't think using the carpenter makes any sense. So that would mean we could use Nerdstalgic, who is our expedition leader and broker. And to me, that actually makes pretty good sense, because the only thing that's going to pull Nerdstalgic away from working on toys is when there is brokering that needs to be done to sell the toys, or whenever there is fighting that needs to be done, and that's more important than making toys anyways. So we're going to enable stone crafting on him. So he's going to be our stone crafter. Yeah, we don't want that on him. We don't want mining on him. Let's see, what else? I think that should be good for now. Let's read our dwarves. Yeah, everybody's pretty busy. That's good. Okay. Now we will go back. Oop. And he should very shortly start working on that. I guess we should see. Do we already have a stockpile set up for toys? We do. Okay. So we're going to say take from here. Take from the Craft Dwarf's Workshop. Now what we may end up doing eventually, we're not going to do it right now. We may, and I think I talked about this, we may set up a stockpile closer to the trade depot, and that stockpile will be set up to take from any of these finished goods stockpiles, or maybe prepared meal stockpiles, or clothing stockpiles that we want to sell. And basically the idea behind that is just to let our haulers do the actual hauling, so that the construction folk don't have to actually worry about that. Okay, this already is set up to give to the Craft Dwarf Workshop, which is good, but we need to set it up to take. Well, actually we don't have a large stone stockpile yet. I think we were going to put that a little bit lower. Once we do that, we'll set it up to take from that bigger stockpile. Okay, the doors are going out, so we probably need to go down here and designate some bedrooms. So this, we don't want to make it a dining room. We want to make it a study. And we want to assign it to... I always hit the wrong button. Don't be like me, kids. Alright, so we'll assign it to the manager, and we do want DF Hack to auto-allocate it to our man. I'm always hitting the wrong buttons. That was F1. I meant to hit 1. So... yes, we want it to auto-allocate to the manager. The rest of them, we just simply don't care as long as they have a place to rest their head at night. So we're just going to turn these into bedrooms. And voila. Okay, still waiting on the farms. That's just fine. Once this gets dug out, we will go ahead and set up the still and the kitchen. We'll probably put a stockpile by the still. We'll make a stockpile here for plants that are used in the production of alcohol, and then we'll make a stockpile here that will be for pots. It's not 100% necessary for us to do all this stockpile work at first. My big concern is I know me as a person, and if I don't get on this early, I'm worried that I just won't do it. So our carpenter and our woodcutter are both have no job at this point. So let's take a look. Oh, they got busy with something. They're pin and pasturing things. So let's take a look at our work assignments. We want to try to keep people as busy as possible. There should be plenty to do. So read the dwarves. So these are the two that are pinner and pasturing. Well, they have hauling enabled, so if they're not hauling, it means that there's nothing to haul at this point, which means that our stockpiles are full, and indeed they do look to be full. So that's good. I'm sure we could figure out something for them to do. Okay, this is coming along fairly nicely. So we probably want to go ahead and, with our manager now, we're going to use the manager or work orders basically to build up that skill, that organizing skill. So what we want to do is we want to probably go ahead and make some rock thrones for our dining room. Let's just make 6, and then let's make some rock tables, also 6. And then let's go into our noble screen and make sure that our settings are, nope, we need to be highest precision. It takes a little bit longer on the front end, but really it's worth it to have the highest precision counts. And then we'll go down here and we'll go ahead and using our planning mode. How do we want to have these tables laid out? Well, I'm thinking let's do something like this, like that. And then we'll go chairs, also planning mode, boom, 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 boom. And that will be the genesis of our dining room. Now, to properly allocate the space here, we're going to need some doors. Otherwise, it's going to spill over. We're going to put a door there and a door there. And then we're actually going to end up building a wall right here. And once all those doors are in, so we probably need to go ahead and queue up some more doors. Rock door. Let's just go ahead and do 10 rock doors. Mason's going to be pretty dang busy. Probably not a bad idea to go ahead and get some more beds. Even though wood is at a bit of a premium, beds are one thing that we know we're going to need, so we might as well get with it. So here we already have some flux stone, some chalk. Interesting. Workshop, still, right there. Workshop, no, that's not what I want. I always hit K for kitchen. When it's not K, it's actually Z. Which, whatever. Clothier's a K, okay. Kitchen's a Z. Don't ask me. And then fishery. It's going to go right there. Very good. Okay, now they're mining that out. So we're gonna breathlessly await the results, I guess. See where the soil actually starts on this. Hopefully pretty soon. Because if we're gonna be channeling out over here, we need as much soil as we can find over here, which looks like it's probably gonna kind of taper in over here if I had to guess. I'd be happy if it just went straight across like this, but I don't think, yep, it's a taper. But that's fine, that's fine. What we'll do with this space right here is we will turn that into our stockpile space. What's this? Soil wall, okay, so they haven't dug that out yet. Makes sense. Makes sense indeed. All right, let's go ahead and get our stockpile situation handled first. So what we're going to do here with our stockpiles around our farms is something a little different from the last playthrough. Normally, there can be a lot of unnecessary hauling when it comes to seeds and plants and stuff. So what we're going to do to kind of alleviate that is we're going to put a seed stockpile here. So it doesn't have to be very big at all. We'll just do something like that. And then we're going to deliberately set it to where no barrels will be used. No barrels. And then we're going to forbid everything out of it except for seeds. And that's going to be where they're going to put the seeds. And then we're going to make another food stockpile over here. And we're going to forbid everything out of it except for plants. So what's going to happen here? Seed goes in, plant comes out. Then this stockpile will feed into our stockpile down by the still. Now this stockpile will only be we probably should just go ahead and set this up now. It's only going to be for plump helmets. Because plump helmets are going to be the only ones that we're going to be brewing. So let's go over here and let's do search plump helmets. Enter, enter. So now that's just a plump helmet storage stockpile. That also means that down here, whenever we set up our stockpiles down here, we don't want plump helmets to be in with the rest of this. Okay, so let's go ahead and set up over here like this. This is going to be a drink, excuse me. This is going to be a drink stockpile. So we exclude everything but drinks. And then over here, this one's going to have to be a little bit bigger. So we'll just wrap it around. These two stockpiles are going to be for food. So we want to forbid plants out of that. Now, actually, no, we don't. Let's permit plants. Let's forbid plump helmets at the moment. We also want to forbid drinks, seeds. Fruit and leaves are fine. Milled plants are not. Fat, paste, pressed materials, extracts, all that stuff needs to come out. And we're going to do that for both of these. Pump helmets. No. Not pump helmets. Yeah, cheese is fine. Cheese is actually more than fine. Cheese is welcome in my stockpiles. You might call me a cheesehead. I like cheese. I like cheese a lot. Okay, the doors look like they're kind of in. Still don't have any tables though. Okay, the wall is in. That's good. All right, now let's go ahead and build our first farm plot. So we will make it just a 3x3. Not too ambitious. We'll just put it, say, right here. And then we will just wait until the farmer comes up here and we will get that assigned over to plump helmets. What's going on here? No job miner, no job manager. Okay. Well, then we need to do some mining, don't we? What do we want to do now? Well, I don't really think we need to get the tree farm situation going just yet. Bedroom situation is okay. We've got our workshops up and running. Would be nice to kind of know what exactly we have around us in terms of potential metals. So why don't we do a little, just do some digging. Let's just do a little bit of digging down. Let's just go down a few layers. That'll keep them busy for a minute. That will keep them busy for a minute. Okay, so the rest of those beds were finished. Let's go ahead and use our planning tool to get those placed in. Hopefully this will cover our first migrant wave. I think it will. We'll see. Alright, now very quickly I want to go, just to make absolutely sure, I want to make sure my kitchen settings are right. Okay, so don't cook plum helmet spawn, thumbs up. Not cooking that, so it looks like we did go ahead and set that up. Excellent work, excellent. Very good. Alright, what's going on over here? So these are the toy hammers. We probably need to go ahead and crank out some wooden bins to put those toy hammers in. So wood bin. Is there anything else we can store that in? I want to check the wiki. Normally I store everything like that in wooden bins, so I'm not really sure if there's an alternative option. I would like to store them in something other than wooden bins. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to use metal bars unless we have, if we find some cheap metal that we can't use for anything else, then maybe. But the problem that we run into there is you still have to have a fuel to smelt it. Huh. Well, it doesn't really look like it, so let's go ahead and make some wooden bins. Make 10. I have a feeling we're going to end up buying a lot of wood in this Let's Play. That's my thought. That's what's gonna happen. Wood stockpile. I mean, it still looks okay. Is anybody gonna get out here and take care of this? Who's our farmer? Farmer! Where are you? Farmer. Who's our farmer? Farmer is Aerith blah 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 blah. What are you doing? Ah, okay, so our farmer is also our carpenter. A conundrum. Well, it's not a bad idea to have another farmer, just in case. So why don't we enable farming on Toasted here, and we'll take the mining off. Because I mean, his farming is not like amazing anyways, so I really just want to get the seeds in the ground so we can start working on it. And there he goes. Well, yeah, we need to start getting those plump helmets in the ground so that we can get the industry kicking. Kicking. Okay. So, now. Well, what do we want to do? Needs logs. Okay, so that means that our haulers are not moving stuff around fast enough. See, that's the only problem with using like feeder stockpiles like this. If your haulers are doing other things, well, there you go. You know, then you get these error messages like this. So, and that's kind of a reason why it could be a good thing to actually wait on like doing things like this until you get more migrants in. So normally the way to handle this is the guy who needs it, right? Who needs it? Who's our carpenter? This guy. Hey man, you've got hauling enabled. You can just haul your ass out there and get it yourself, you know? Haul your ass out there. Okay. Beds coming in. Very good. So we've got food stores, 124. We've got 32 drinks. So we've already went through about half our drinks. We're definitely going to need to be brewing before too long. It's kind of a... Before you get those first migrants, it's a precarious balance between, you know, you want to have some stuff made so that when the caravan comes, you know, you have something to sell to them. But at the same time, you need drinks because if your doors don't have anything to drink, they're going to get really pissed off. So, but you need rock pots. You only have one craft store's workshop. You guys see the problem. You guys see the problem. Rock door, rock door, rock door. So he is still crafting out those wooden toys. Good. Good. What is all this vermin? Is this vermin? I think it is. What is going on here? We've still got a ton of stuff on the cart out here that's not getting hauled in. Let's take a look and see what's... let's pause the game. Take a look at our therapist. See what our haulers are doing. Okay, so he is planting. Sure, that's fine. He's eating. Okay. And then Mac is storing items on break. A lot of times I just like to enable hauling. At first, I just enable hauling on everybody. Everybody. Nobody's too good to haul. Everybody can haul. And maybe that will help us. Yes, I understand. You do need logs. I need logs too. Okay, let's make this our dining room. Meeting hall, yes. I'm sure that soon it will be flooded with children and animals. That will greatly reduce our FPS. Schmantastic. We've still got an idler. I don't understand how we have an idler whenever everybody has hauling enabled. We have bins that are wonder. What are you set to? Give to wood stockpile 5. That might be why. It might not be taking here because it's only set to give to a certain stockpile, which we don't actually want that. We don't want that necessarily set up that way. I mean, is this wood stockpile 5? It is wood stockpile 5. So I don't really understand why is it not getting there? Things that make you go, Well, I guess we could, for the time being, we could delete that out. And that should take care of the problem. Because now, just basically, as long as we have wood in the stockpile somewhere, they should go get it. What's inside of the bin? Toys? No? Yeah. Now, okay, so now they're actually bringing the stuff in. Good job. Good job, guys. Good job. You guys are champs. Champs! Alright. So this got planted. That's excellent. Let's take a look at our mining and see what happened. What did we find? Well, what's this layer? Schist. Okay, we got some migrants. Very good. Hopefully not too many. It's just a bunch of schist, basically. Doesn't mean that there's not any metal. Let's go ahead and explore out a little bit. Oops. I did it again. I'm really bad about that. Like, I'll be like, I don't need to do that, and then I do it again. Okay. Might be about time for us to channel out that that cavern, and then we'll dig down, try to find that cavern layer discreetly, so that we can start growing some things in there, like fungi wood. I hope toys can be stored in bins. I'm gonna look on the wiki real quick. I'm sure they can. Alright. Let's take a look and see who we got. We got 3. That's not too bad. We got a stonecrafter, so we will immediately disable stonecrafting on Nerdstalgic. That's very good. Helpful. Carpenter, but not enough really carpentry skill to make it worth it. Potash maker. Leather worker, that's good. Good wax worker, but that's not very helpful at all. Well, extra hands is extra hands, so that's good. And we do have the space for them already. Let's go ahead and... I'm thinking, how are we doing on drinks? 21? Yeah. We probably do need to go ahead and make some rock pots. Just real quick, let's make some rock pots. Let's make 10 rock pots. 10, I say 10 rock pots. And then let's mine out, like right here. Let's just mine out a little 3x3 room for rock pots. Unfortunately, that's blocked. So what we actually, I think we're going to end up having to do here is we'll make another second room back here. And that will be where we'll put our plants. Or we might do vice versa. We might do like plants here, rock pots here, something like that. We'll see. And we'll probably want to have some rock pots over here as well. Probably. That might be blocked as well. We'll see. If anybody comes down here to mine it out. If that's the case, it can just as easily go over here. It just means that when we expand out our drink stockpile, it'll kind of either wiggle around it or, yeah. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal. What are our miners are probably mining somewhere else. No, on break, storing item in stockpile. Craft dwarf, no job. Really? How's that? How's that? Well, you're doing something right there. carpenter, no job. A lot of micro going on right now. Lots of micromanaging, but you know, it is what it is. Start of a game, there is a lot of micro involved. Okay, so I just don't see anybody coming down here, but they're also not coming down here to do this either. Maybe we need to go back to therapist here. And on our miners, let's go ahead and say no hauling. None. No hauling, guys. You guys need to be focused on the digging. Plus, we're about to have a miner turned loose on brewing as well. See if that fixes the problem. Okay, well that's getting mined out now. Okay, so we'll go ahead and set that up for, just gonna be for rock pots. So actually, I didn't mean to make that a food storage. I'm gonna actually just disable food, and we're gonna go to furniture siege ammo. And what we'll do is we will block all and then search for food, yeah, large pots food storage. Turn that on. And that's what we want there. Okay, so they still haven't come up here, so it looks like it is blocked off. That's just unfortunate. Sometimes it happens that way. But we can tail it back around this way to kind of save on space just a little bit. All right. Get to work, you sluggards. You lazy peons. All right, did we find anything down here? You know, it could have also been the way that they do mining in this game is rather strange. Like the way they prioritize their mining jobs. There's a rhyme and a reason to it. I'm not familiar enough with it to actually just sit here and tell you all about it, but what is our carpenter doing? What are you doing, carpenter? Planting seeds. Okay. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with you planting seeds over making wooden bins. Trust me. Completely fine with it. Please get that done. Okay, rock pots are good. They are a go. Yeah, now that's getting mined out. Beautiful. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so let's get our stockpiles set up. So we want to have a stockpile like here, and it's going to be for plump helmets. So why don't we just block all, and then go into plants, plump helmet, boom, and then we're going to tell it to take from here. We've already got quite a few plump helmets up there, and we're going to tell it to give to here, and then we're going to set up another furniture storage stockpile right here, and we're going to say this is for pots. That's not what I wanted to do. Let's just block all pot. And then we'll have to permit stone and clay, because that's what they're going to be made out of. And then give to here. They'll take the pots from anywhere, but they'll give only to there once it gets into there. So if we tried to make it now, it's not going to let us, because there are no pots in that storage. Is why it's not going. It's going to tell us, yeah, unrotten, yada yada yada. It's because our stockpiles that it's trying to find the stuff in don't have anything in them yet. So we're gonna have to just chill and wait for stuff to make its way down there, which it will happen. It'll happen. Just got to give it time. Got a bunch of barrels here. Barrels. Still waiting on some beds, huh? Do we make all of the beds and already locate them? We still got some stuff out here we need to bring in too. So we might need to go ahead and just go ahead and make 2 more beds. Oops, I didn't mean to pause. Wait, okay. Bed. 2 beds. Alright, let's check out this layer. So, no metal so far, just a bunch of gems. Since we've only got 2 people working on the mining right now, it's going to take a minute. Gypsum plaster, and coke. We want to get that stuff inside just in case there are any kind of like thieves roaming about. So let's make a stockpile here. And this is going to be for coke. Which coke, actually, coke and coal, there's no distinction. So it actually is a little messy for making your stockpiles work right for forges and such. Because since there is no distinction between coke and coal, but they're on the opposite ends of the production spectrum, it's pretty weird. It's pretty weird. You have to be very, very careful when you're setting up your smelters. I learned that the hard way, definitely through some trial and error, and reading, of course, reading on the wiki. Wiki's a very good resource. I'm sure we're getting pretty low on drinks here, guys. Hey, guys, getting pretty low on drinks. Could be another situation where we have to like chill out just for a second on. Okay, so we have a plant barrel, but we need bins. We need rock pots, guys. We need rock pots. Got any? Nope. Rock pot. Need rock pot. Maybe a situation where we have to basically put this on hold. The giving, so that we can make some stuff. Yeah, see, it automatically opened it back up because now the game, it's like it's looking around everywhere instead of just those 2 stockpiles. So it's like, yeah, you got the stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and do this because we're getting pretty low on. We're getting pretty damn low on drinks. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. See, he took off. You saw him. He grabbed a plump helmet and he took off and he went over here. He actually went to go get the plump helmet or the rock pot from the workshop, which is what we want to avoid. That's unnecessary motion. What's this? Meat barrel. See, there's still all this stuff that I don't really understand why it hasn't been brought in yet. Now, there is something I wanted to do here with our refuse stockpile. Some things get put in refuse stockpile that we actually don't really want to go in there because we can use them. So what we want to do is we want to forbid out bones, shells. I know bones and shells. I think wool too. We'll leave it at that. Maybe horns and hooves. I could see those being used. Maybe teeth as well. We'll just do that. And then whenever we make a farmer's workshop on this layer, we'll also have another refuse stockpile for those things, because sometimes when your dwarves get in moods, they want bones and shells, etc. So just useful to do it that way. Okay, I'm going to put a cut in here. So as you can see, whenever you're actually trying to really work hard at making your stockpiles efficient. There can definitely be some speed bumps in it. So it's not without a little bit of elbow work, I guess, or elbow grease. I guess an argument could also be made that it would be better just to wait until you've got more dwarves in the fortress. I think you could probably safely conclude that. So anyways, in our next video, I think we will probably go ahead and hollow out those cavern layers like we were talking about, so we can get our underground tree farm, and then we'll try to dig down and find our first cavern layer, and so we pop those trees basically and get them to start growing, because we're going to be needing the wood. The wood is going to be necessary. So but thank you for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you've been enjoying the other videos that I put up as well. If you have any comments or anything that you've seen me do that you disagree with, or that you agree with, that you like, or if you just want to say hey, feel free to comment under the video. I'd love to hear from my viewers. So thanks again, guys. Until next time, game on.